Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome to episode 2 of my MyTeam series, where in this video, I want to show you that, in fact, and I've been sitting back on this for a while, that in fact, as you can see in these highlights, all of these are online highlights. The sauce works online. Repeat with me, the sauce works online. And in this video, I'm going to show you through my first 4 games in Unlimited, and as you can see here, I went 3-1. And guys, I made a huge mistake. A huge mistake. So as you can see here, this is my lineup. Or this is what my lineup is supposed to be like. My offense is anchored around Pink Diamond, Devin Booker. And, the answer to my center problems was, Tyson Chandler. I had his Amethyst. And I evoed him up. Great center. I'll talk about him more later on. But as you can see here, as I was about to enter Unlimited, for some weird reason, I had free agent Devin Booker in my first lineup for my first Unlimited game, and needless to say, it didn't go well. Devin Booker is trash. Free agent Devin Booker is trash. But as you can see here, I was still able to cook with Devin Booker. But okay, let's get into the online sauce. So the first few highlights right here, this is the blender. One of my first signature videos that I put out for NBA 2K23. And I had to sit there and listen to all these people tell me that these moves don't work online. But as you can see here, that blender, quick post spin cancel, fakes LeBron out. Look at all the space that creates. He thought I was pulling up for a 3. And then I went into the bully animation, another Kevin Cruz tutorial. And guys, let me tell you, Paul George is him. This is another combo that I showed off just a few weeks ago. These moves work online. The sauce works online. Repeat it with me. The sauce works online. And let me tell you something else. Paul George is 100% that guy in my team. We're even incorporating some post moves into the game. Look at this. Look at the space that post fade creates. So go ahead and watch all the sauce from all the tutorials. Look at this. A simple post fade. Uncontestable. That's wide open. That's cash money. Well, it's not wide open, but it's cash money. It's Paul George. We're even going out here and executing these post drive cancels into a post shimmy fade with Anthony Davis. A post move on my team. That's the type of sauce we're into, and that's the type of sauce that we're going to try to continue with this MyTeam series. And if you saw my stream from Pink Diamond Joel Embiid, I told you, this post hook right here is cash money, the best post hook in the game. Look at this move from JP. It's the tween snatch, canceled into an in and out dribble, into a crossover, into a step back. That is sauce at its finest. So don't come in here telling me none of these works online. Maybe you want to see me execute these online, and I told you it's coming. It's right here. The sauce works online. Repeat it with me. And one of my favorite tutorials out of these past weeks in terms of signature shot creation is Devin Booker. And here we are showing off the vast array of step back moves. I don't understand how that's open, but that's Devin Booker, and it's open. Look at this move right here. Take him right. Take that step back to the left. Look at all the space it creates, the distance, the range of Devin Booker. The sauce works online. That pound dribble into a step back. The sauce works online. This is all online footage, by the way. Don't get it twisted just because I'm showing you the cinematic footage, which you can do after each multiplayer game. So I had in my 4th game, Devin Booker carried my offense right here. This is Pink Diamond Devin Booker, 26 points, 9 for 14 shooting, 4 for 6 from 3 points. Let's get into the gameplay. This is uncut gameplay, and because I'm an idiot, I only got, second quarter, or I think after halftime footage. So I'm going to talk you through this. I didn't have my live commentary on. I messed up with my settings, and in the next few videos, I'll show you, commentary footage as I'm playing, just so it's more dynamic and accurate to real life. But let me talk you through my experience in Unlimited, at least my first 4 games. So the first thing that I gotta say is that, I'm a traditionalist. On the defensive end, I try to go on ball as much as I can, and then rotate afterwards depending on the gaps. Maybe the AI missed a rotation. But honestly, the way online delay is, I'm going to need to have to mix things up a little bit more. This isn't something that necessarily I condemn if you don't go off ball. It's a legitimate defensive strategy, and And I can see why, because just a missed rotation, a wrong input, a delay in the input, it's going to force you to scramble. And if you're slow on your rotations, that's going to be the end of you right there. So this is my bench unit. I carried it over into the second half just so I can spread the fatigue out and have a fresh Devin Booker towards the end of the game. And in my second unit, my offense is really carried by Russell Westbrook trying to attack the paint as much as possible, and Jordan Poole, who's a knockdown shooter. If he can get his release right, it's an easy release to Green, but his shot creation is really unreal. He's a slept-on shooting guard in my team just because his player model, and he's not too good defensively. But as you can see here, I'm making plays maybe a little bit a second too late, and that's costing me in some of these possessions. Now my opponent here, his strategy is pretty simple: pick and roll to death, spread pick and roll, attack the paint. And to be honest, I haven't adjusted yet. This is what I was talking about. My rotations were late, and that's something I need to fix. But definitely it's something that I'm working on. So the defensive end has been my biggest problem so far. Offensively, I'm not having too many issues in my team. Offensively, I can do basically what I want. There are scrambling defenses that I need to account for. I'll get there. But defensively, it's a bigger adjustment, and I need to tweak some settings, not just the team defense settings, but also the slider settings on defensive assists. So shout out to Jimmy Crackcorn who gave that tip, and Project Elevate as well. Alright, and this is where I really start to take over the game. We got the GOAT Devin Booker with a signature combo. Look at that, just the Devin Booker moving crossover into that nice step back jumper. I've showed that in the Devin Booker tutorial. Don't sleep on Pink Diamond Devin Booker. He's my primary guy that I use to get defenses to really panic. The way I play offense with Devin Booker, as you will see later on, it's going to force my opponent to really try and scramble to account for Devin Booker. Now, Gary Payton was such a good investment for me. He has a Magic Johnson that he's got right now. That honestly, he just tried to mash the entire game, and it was pretty effective for a while. But Gary Payton can compete with bigs. He can compete with Magic Johnson. He's such an excellent defender. That 120,000 MT was MT well spent. As you can see right here, Pink Diamond Devin Booker is the GOAT. The GOAT in terms of shot creation. I love Devin Booker's animations. That's why I have a rooting interest. I can't believe that pass went through and that shot went in. But that's why I have a rooting interest every year on who becomes the cover athlete. Just because that 2K just does such a great job in capturing signature animations. As you can see right here, I got tilted a little bit. It made me aggressively pursue a shot that I shouldn't have. And in my team, it's those types of decisions that's going to cost you because swings are pretty big. As you can see here, that's a 4-point swing. Instead of me making 2 points on the other end, he was able to capitalize with Magic Johnson. And instead of going up by 3, I'm now down by 1. And as you can see here, this is something that I need to get back into the swing of things. I need to control my emotions and not let it get to me when a play doesn't go my way, not to force things. It's a process. Playing online, the rhythm is different, and of course, you're forced to commit to certain actions. But I improved with time and with the games that I played. And as you can see right here, we're now locking him up in the paint. And as again, Devin Booker, man. Just go ahead and line Devin Booker up. Just use him on offense. Use him to create panic situations because he's a knockdown shooter, one of the easiest releases to Green. As you can see right here, yeah, he's just basically mashing with Magic Johnson. He got me there, but I'm going to adjust in the next possession and take a look at what I do. So right now, I'm just forcing him to really guard up on Devin Booker. Now he's afraid of the step back jumper and the pull-up, so he gave me an open lane to the basket. And at this point, I'm pretty confident that I got him. I figured out the offensive side in terms of what to do. It's now defensively, here's my adjustment. And that's why Gary Payton is an important card to have right now. If you can get him for cheap, he's going to be able to compete with a lot of these bigger point guards. Offensively, I don't need him to do much. I just need him to spot up. He's got a good release, good ratings on offense. But as you can see right there, look at how he forced Magic Johnson really to struggle. And right now, I just got my opponent on clamps. He's getting frustrated, getting boxed, forcing passes inside. And this is at the point where I said, I'm going to win this game just because I figured him out and figured out what he wants to do out of the pick and roll situations and defensively inside what I need to do. So I use these 4 games as a benchmark really to see where I'm at, and I think I'm fine. Not ready to compete with really elite players out there who's got all the comp style tricks on defense, especially. That will scramble me up. Eventually, I'll get there when matchmaking doesn't go my way. But now, one thing I noticed is that at certain points I tend to relax when I get a lead. Make the mistakes by forcing to create flashy plays. I want to give you guys entertaining gameplay, so I kind of force things at times. And that's something I learned to really try and use the appropriate situation instead of hunting certain moves. You'll see later on what I'm talking about. At this point, a 7-point lead. And more than the lead, I was already confident that I had him figured out. He was just mashing, trying to get into the paint every chance he got. And once I figured out how to defend that, the game really went pretty smoothly for me. But you'll see later on what I'm talking about. I get into lulls in the game just because I get bored with the game. Again, JP, excellent card, underrated, very slept on, can compete defensively as well, except with some of the elite guards out there. But as you will see from these next from this quarter, basically, I had him beat. This should have been a 20-point victory, but at this point I got too comfortable. I said, we got him beat. I kind of figured him out. I'm not really worried about anything that he's gonna do. So at this point, I want to try to get some sauce. I want to try to get some sauce in. I wanted to try and feed AD. AD had a big game on the day that I was filming this, so I wanted to show off some AD moves. As you can see right here, I already hit him with the AD shimmy once earlier in the game, and now he's doubling off of that. He knows there's a mismatch right there. Josh Smith will not be able to defend AD, but I kind of forced that one too. So that one was completely on me. Right now, he's just trying to claw his way back into the game, and unfortunately, I let him back in the game just because I wanted to try some new things. As you can see right here, trying to force feed AD. He's already... Yeah, I kind of dug into that move, but the execution was slow, and that's why he was able to contest. But that's a second example of me, effing around and basically finding out. So in my team again, because swings are so big, you're really gonna have to stay on top of your game. At this point, I was hunting moves. 8-point lead again. Wasn't too worried. Now I wanted to get Joel Embiid in a post-up situation. Back cut right there, caught him sleeping. Easy 2 points. Again, you gotta take advantage of how off-ball defenses play you. Make sure that you're responsive to sending players to back cuts, making sure that you're able to see the floor. And this is an example of me effing around. So I posted a tweet a previous day that I figured out some Rust combos that I wanted to show off. But his snapback's a little bit funky in terms of the release timing, and that's an example right there. Shouldn't have taken that shot. This was an important game for me in terms of learning my lesson. Took Rust out. I was cooked by LaMelo Ball in a previous game, so I really wanted to make sure that if LaMelo Ball was out there, Gary Payton would be the one guarding him. Here, I made a stupid gamble out of a steal, 2-for-1 situation. I'm lucky that Tyson Chandler is such an elite big that he was able to contest that shot. And right here, I was overplaying the pick, but he recognized that I was sagging off, so he shot a open 3. Honestly, that was a good shot. He should have made it. So right here, defensively, I'm not sharp. But part of this is trying to account for the lag, and that right there was a mistake on my part again. See what I'm talking about? That was a result of the delay. I already saw that play unfolding, but I switched on to Gary Payton too late, and then the response defensively was a little bit slower than I wanted. Here, I thought that was a good shot, but it was a decent enough contest that forced me the timing of the shot to go faster than usual. And at this point, he's making a run, 5 points with 2 minutes left. I was still confident, but I know that I needed to at least make a good shot right here. So that was a poor catch, and that should have been a made 3. But those types of catch animations online, sometimes those are the most difficult to guard, just because you're moving one way and then the release is slow. And this is where I get concerned. And I got so blessed that Anthony Davis is such a good defensive player. He was able to contest that even though I was a little bit late. So that's the importance of having good cards in my team. You have to use their ratings. And this was another forced shot. It was supposed to be a hook to my to the other shoulder instead of going directly at my defender. But again, that's the rhythm of playing online. Sometimes some inputs don't work as intended. So at this point, he was able to mash into the paint. The 3-point lead with 1 minute left, the momentum going his way. I knew that, at this point, I needed to make a bucket. So I go with my high screen and roll with Devin Booker. And as you can see right there, because I've been cooking him with Devin Booker all game, he off-balled from Gary Payton, which is a mistake. Strong side corner, don't help off of the strong side corner. Again, this is where I make a defensive mistake. I gave the 3 points back because I went on ball and the defensive assist settings might have been a little bit too high. I overcompensated for the drive, but he cooked me with a pretty good shot right there. Again, going to Devin Booker, just trying to nail this down. That should have been 2 points. The fade set me off a little bit. But I was confident in that shot, and that was a good shot. It was wide open, and this is why why Gary Payton has been so clutch for me. He was able to stop that drive. That would have been 2 points. And right now he's just going for high pick. Look at this, Gary Payton on Joel Embiid. He stopped Joel Embiid. That's why Gary Payton is so important. And this is the importance of me not playing around with my food. I learned a hard lesson today. In my desire to give you guys entertaining gameplay, I almost fumbled the bag in that last quarter when I got a 12-point lead. Honestly, it should have been a 20-point lead. Played around with my opponent too long. So remember, your opponent needs to be respected no matter what their squad is or how skilled you think they are. And my team swings happen so fast, and they're costly. That's a 12-point lead that went down to 5, went up to 6, and then he hit the 3 because of a poor defensive mistake on my end. Just make sure you're on top of your game if you want to execute a lot of these saucy moves. You have to make sure that it's done at the right time and at the right place. Otherwise, things can turn from bad to worse in my team real quick. I want to show you this clip because this is an example of great skill by my opponent. Now, he never performed this move all game, so I didn't have it scouted. But look at that. That was a sweet step back, and the green window was so small, but that was an elite move right there. Caught me off guard. It definitely got me to nod my head that, man, this guy has to be respected. That was a tough shot. That was a good shot. But at this point, he just ran out of time. But I think I choke on the second free throw. But again, this is the importance of making sure you stay on top of your game. The game isn't over until it's over. Swings happen fast. Things can change on a dime real quick. A lesson learned, and a lesson that a lesson that's going to help me moving forward as I continue to play my team. But that's basically the game. I'm able to lock him up in the last possession of this game. Learned a valuable lesson once again. Trying to get into the thick of playing online again. But this was an enjoyable experience for me, honestly. The rhythm of online, I have to adjust for the delay, but also the different style that online is. It's so different from offline gameplay, especially when you're playing MyTeam. So it's a process. I don't think I'm good yet. I got a 3-1 record, but I don't necessarily think that I played my best basketball. My best basketball in terms of MyTeam is way ahead of me. So I'm really excited to share with you the journey that we'll be on. I'm liking the lineup right now. I'm going to make certain tweaks, maybe to the small forward position. I'm liking Brandon Ingram, maybe Gordon Hayward out of the trophy case. So not too bad for my first session of unlimited gameplay. I wish I got all 4 gameplay videos queued up for you just to talk you through the game, but I made a mistake. The next few episodes on MyTeam will be uncut gameplay once again with live commentary. But if there's a lesson we learned in this video, it's that the sauce 100% works online. Don't be afraid to take risks and be creative with how you execute certain moves online. Reps are important. Practice is important. Putting yourself in situations where whether you fail or succeed will be rewarding, and make sure you go out there, experiment, hoop it up, go ahead and try different things. You'll be surprised at what you can do. Take risks, be creative, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.